The What Geeks Do Network presents.
Welcome to Twi'lek Talk, a Star Wars podcast. With your hosts, Rob Solo, Darth Dylan, and Old Ben.
Twi'lek Talk, episode 9. It is March 15th, 2018. I'm Rob Solo, here with Darth Dylan and Old Ben. We have had a lot of going-ons as of recent. Old Ben?
We certainly have, Rob Solo, and we first would actually like to start off by thanking all of our brand new social media friends that liked, commented, or are currently following us on Facebook. We've had a huge, and I'm talking a huge upswing of traffic come our way, and we are honored to have everyone in on our discussions and with all the constant goings-on in the world of Star Wars. So thank you all, and keep on commenting.
Yeah, we've been getting a lot of play.
Yeah, we have been getting a lot of people that have been, anytime we've posted anything as far as like a question about like, what do you guys think of, or what if, and all of a sudden people want to have their voice heard, and it's really a good thing.
I like people chiming in on certain memes we make and whatnot. And definitely,
I like the way they're talking to you, Chip. No.
You threw wall medals off the bridge.
My Borg Gullet post didn't get much reception, but
well, we love Borg Gullet.
But you know what? Your Borg Gullet video got crazy reception.
That's our biggest one. It has millions of views, or
yeah, it's got millions of views. Millions of views.
Borg Gullet, the unsung hero of that movie.
Yeah, it's great though. I love it. I love both the picture you did and the video you made, Darth Dylan.
Oh yeah. Oh no, Ben made that.
No, I thought you made it.
But it was Dylan who was the inspiration behind it, Rob.
You know what? I think I made that mistake before. I think I did make that mistake before. I apologize. I just assumed Darth Dylan being a Borg Gullet lover that he made that video. Yeah. But no, I was wrong.
No, I got the Borg Gullet the merchandise. I don't make the videos.
Oh man. Is there a Borg Gullet action figure?
No, I wish there was. I mean, I made my own.
They're fucking
lies! All lies!
I want to see your custom figure, Darth Dylan. I would love to see
maybe
it.
One day.
Yeah. Okay, so Rebels has concluded. This series finale left us all in awe, taking us on one last journey with the Ghost Crew, some of the most beloved characters in Star Wars lore. We're going to get into all the Rebels speculations in just a few, but first, Han Solo, A Star Wars Story. We haven't yet talked since the trailer dropped. What are your thoughts, Old Ben?
I'm very, very impressed by it. I think it's got the makings of with The Last Jedi, I think we all can kind of agree. What was lacking in that movie was that fun, adventurous feel of a Star Wars movie. Yeah. We didn't get that faster and more intense. In fact, we got the slowest spaceship chase in all of science fiction.
Slowest chase in sci-fi history.
But I gotta say, like, the hallmark of these films is that sort of, this is a fast movie. It's fast paced. This is going on. Now you're doing that. And I think even if this movie doesn't gross $1 billion, Ron Howard's going to give us that fun adventure flick. It's a Western in space, what everyone's been giving it. And I think I'm actually pretty psyched to see it.
Yeah, since the trailer has dropped, Darth Dylan, how do you feel about this? Now you got a feel for what the movie looks like.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with what Ben was saying. Yeah. And I remember it was Super Bowl Sunday. That's when they did it. I remember you guys sent me the teaser for the trailer.
Yeah.
And I watched that and I was like, I didn't know what it was. I thought it was kind of like a joke at first. I didn't know. I guess I watched it on my phone. It didn't look like legit. But then when I saw the actual trailer, I was kind of floored because I'm into music and I love the soundtrack in that trailer. It just sets a really sinister and like, I don't know, it's like a locomotive. Like it's just going and going and going. It really does. It seems gritty. It looks very gritty. I don't know what you guys think about that, but
yeah.
I think it's going to be that Western.
What is that song in the trailer? Is that the John Williams song?
I'm not sure.
I think it's sort of like
it's probably part of the new soundtrack.
Okay, because I know he did the theme for Solo, right?
He did.
Yeah. And speaking of John Williams, he is on his way out, and we're gonna get one last movie in. He's entering his 90s.
Oh wow, what a guy!
Yeah.
It's not going to be the same, but they'll find.
No.
I mean, I think whoever they do get, which most likely it will be that Michael Giacchino. I don't know if I pronounced his name properly. Who did Rogue One?
Yeah.
But I think they're going to keep the themes. It's going to be another composer's take on it, but with also retaining those themes that John Williams made famous. So.
Yeah, they always reuse the song, so at least we have that, I may be on a Ron Howard high. I think he may turn this into a great movie.
I think so. I have, since the second they announced Ron Howard, I was like they made a big deal out of it, like he was going to change everything, turn everything around. And from what I saw, I don't know whose input there was on the trailer, but the trailer was, I think, perfectly set up.
Oh, the trailer for me, way better than expected.
Yeah.
I'm still not completely sold on Alden playing Han, but
there's that.
Yeah, but it looks like it looks like the era we love so much. So, the Rebels era, the Rogue One style. This is what will make this movie work, in my opinion.
The movie. The trailer had a very dark, dystopian Empire feel, almost like Blade Runner to a degree.
Oh yeah.
The one
I was going to say Blade Runner reminds me of.
Yeah, I really like the shot of the Imperial recruitment center where Han was first basically signing up for the Empire. It was almost like the other side of the coin, where in Rogue One you had Jyn walking through the Rebel, sort of base on Yavin 4.
Yeah. I
felt like that was the flip side of it. Here's the Imperials that are sort of their home base. A lot of great shots. We can go over that. A lot of great shots in the trailer that we think are certain things, but you never know till you see the movie. Han walking into the Sabacc game, where presumably he wins the Falcon from Lando. Lots of stuff.
Childish Gambino. we got Childish Gambino in that fur coat. That's going to be a good scene.
Oh yeah.
What kind of fur do you think that is?
Bantha
fur.
I'm excited to see Lando's droid, L337. The droid co-pilot played via motion capture by Phoebe Waller-Bridge, and I like that this droid is a she.
Oh yeah, I noticed.
I think that fits. I think that fits Lando though. It's got to be.
Yeah.
A lady.
Oh, absolutely. We should expect that, being, Lando is kind of like the space pimp, I guess, and has the droid, and
there's my next project, Space Pimps.
Space pimps. I like that.
There you go.
They do that on purpose, right?
Oh yeah. And I do like the smuggler sort of like the hand gesture that he did.
The two fingers.
Those two did the two finger. Han did that to Lando, and then Luke did that in Return of the Jedi.
So cool. We should have that, because I get it. When you pick the voice on your GPS or whatever software you talk to, I like to always pick a female voice, specifically with a British accent. And how funny is it, Like, I don't know.
Turn right on Shrewsbury Avenue.
I would have a female droid, you know what I mean? Yeah. You bloody bastard.
You bastard, you missed the turn, you mother.
That's mine. I have a guy who's like, turn left onto I-5.
I like that. My droid would be British female if I got to choose.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I would go with yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, you're looking smashing this morning.
I think that, like with these movies, so my favorite droids are Chopper and K2SO. I have a feeling that as these movies go, I'm going to start to like droids a lot more for some reason. I just think
they're building up the droid hype.
They are.
They're bringing droids back.
I don't really care for BB-8 that much, though.
No, me neither. But do you think? Here's my question: do you guys think we will see a K2 like droid in
the movie
Han Solo?
I hope so. Like an Imperial.
It seems like
droid.
it. There's one shot.
Well, that's that era, man. Think about this. That era is the original trilogy. It's Rogue One. It's Rebels. These are all good, in my opinion, and they all seem to be loved by a big group of the Star Wars fan base. That era is the best. We're going to see stuff. They're going to do callbacks and Easter eggs to everything that we love about Star Wars. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think.
And I think they're going to add to it as well, because they have to. You can't just like, there was a really good shot of, it looked like Lando was fighting someone on a train that was going through a wintry snowbank. That looked really cool.
That's awesome.
Of course, Woody Harrelson, was
I didn't know that was
Woody...
Lando. I thought that was Han that was fighting him on the train.
I thought it was. I don't know. It was so fast. I thought it was maybe Lando, but I could be mistaken. So
they're the Nest characters. That's the villain. they call them the Nest characters. And
the guys with the they have the things coming out of their head.
yeah.
Yeah, those are so cool.
I already saw a really cool meme. Han Solo, you know, in that scene where he puts his hand on his blaster, and the
Yes.
meme, the meme was one of the, you know, hokey religions and whatever is no good with a blaster by your side, or whatever he says. You know what I mean?
You're no match for a blaster.
No match for a blaster at your side. It's so cool because they're gonna do a lot of that. I think callbacks to like things that we know.
I'm hoping there's like a sort of a callback to Indiana Jones. You know,
yeah.
where it's one of those things where like whoever he's facing tries to do all this crazy force stuff, whatever. And he's just like, okay,
Shoots
boom.
Oh, that would be fucking awesome. I would love that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that would be a callback to Harrison Ford. And
we'll get a short round cameo.
You cheat, Dr. Jones.
I thought, being a Game of Thrones fan, that Emilia Clarke's character would kind of pull me out, Kira. But from what I see from the trailer, she really doesn't. I was like, wow, I'm not even thinking Game of Thrones when she was in the trailer. It might work.
Yeah.
Might work.
Maybe it's a good thing.
Do either you guys watch Game of Thrones?
No, I don't.
Okay, I didn't think so. Yeah, for me, you know, she's a main character. So I was a little worried because that's a big problem for me when going to the theater or watching any movie or even TV. If I know the character too well, I'll get pulled out. You know, like I see so many of that character, like how many characters that actor has played, and it pulls me out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we were saying that with we were a little bit concerned about
Jason Segel.
What? Jason Segel? You mean Steven Seagal? His
what
uncle?
am I saying?
Jason Segel.
I don't.
I got the names mixed up.
I think Rob, we were saying that with Michonne. I don't know I forgot the actress's name, but who was Okoye in Black Panther. We're like, oh, I hope she's not too much like Michonne, but she really wasn't.
No, yeah, that was well done.
Bryan Cranston does that perfectly in every role he's in.
Bryan Cranston's amazing.
He's like a perfect example of that. You could watch it.
You can watch Malcolm in the Middle,
someone else.
and then you can go and watch Breaking Bad, and you'd be like, yeah, that's not the same person.
Yeah, something like that.
He does a good job. He's a good actor.
I think Jeff Bridges used to be able to do that, but now Jeff Bridges in every character is like, well, I'm just going to play this Southern guy again.
He's the dude.
But he is the dude, so we can't really, not rank on him
He's
too much.
the dude in, what's it called, too? Tron.
Oh, yeah.
Don't you think he's playing the dude?
What'd you guys think of Harrelson?
Woody Harrelson?
Yeah, he seems like Woody Harrelson in this.
He looks like he's from that other movie he's in with that same
Cheers.
hair.
Oh, no.
He looks like he's from, he's about to serve me a pork Fergie.
Pork Fergie.
He just looks like him,
that.
you know?
He looks like Hunger Games. He looks like that character. He's playing in Hunger Games.
He's playing a mentor figure, and it's weird, too, because because again, it is a Disney, it's a Lucasfilm, but it is a Disney movie, because in the original EU, Han's mentor was a guy named Gareth Shrike, who abused Han and all the orphans that he found.
No, he's not that character, right?
Yeah, no, they're going. I mean, this is his name is Tobias Beckett, and they're going a completely different route where Han, I guess it looks like, sort of stumbles upon him, and he's like, "Hey, kid, I like your, the way you conduct business. Do you want to join my crew?" And
that means yes.
That means yes. Perfect timing.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see, because again, the whole thing is never trust anybody. So
no. I think I really, you know what, dude? You know me, I'm very critical of shit. I am super excited for this movie. I have an overwhelming
We saw Twi'lek.
What is it? Oh, we saw Twi'lek. Yes.
Yeah.
What?
That's a good sign.
That's a great sign. And didn't we see
Greedo?
Greedo.
Oh, Greedo?
What's the name of their race? I can't remember.
No.
I thought we saw Greedo in that trailer.
It's possible.
Oh, I missed that. I hope he's in it.
How cool would it be if Greedo was in it?
That's what I'm excited for most, actually, about this film, because Greedo's, I don't know what it is about him, but he's one of my favorite characters.
I got a question.
I guess just because of how mysterious.
Are we going to see any Hutts?
That's what I'm hoping too.
I mean,
they have so much potential.
Yeah.
I haven't even thought about that until just now. Hutts.
I hope they're going to get very gritty,
I don't want to see
very gritty and
I don't want to see
business.
Alden stepping over any Hutt tails or
Jabba's
anything.
tail.
Like, I don't want to see that shit.
But the added effect.
Sorry.
Imagine if they did that. I'd be like, you fuckers.
I actually wouldn't mind seeing that. I would get a good laugh.
It would giggle. I'd giggle. It's going to be a comedy, so maybe they could throw that in. It would look a lot better now, I think, if they did it like Borgullet style.
Yeah. There are tentacle monsters, so.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're on about with the tentacles, but that's cool, I guess.
They like tentacles. They had to throw that in the Sarlacc pit in the remastered.
Yeah, Sarlacc, the Rathtar, Borgullet.
Yeah. Tentacles are where it's at.
9 yards. Yeah.
Anything else you guys want to add about this Han Solo movie? I mean, this shit's coming up, man. It's March 15th now?
2 months.
Wow.
It's insane.
Yeah, we're getting there. Yeah.
We are getting there.
I don't know what's going on with tickets, I guess.
We're all going to get tickets opening night.
Thursday.
Let's make
early preview.
Agreement right now.
We have to.
Let's make an agreement right now. Are we seeing this midnight or a night before?
Like 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock.
7 o'clock, yeah. 7 o'clock theater, baby.
Yeah, baby. The 7 o'clock is like,
plan it.
That's our Twi'lek time, 7 o'clock. We'll do it. Me and old Ben, we're old. We got to be in bed by like 9:30.
Yeah, we are old.
I've
been going to bed at 4.
Yeah, so. In the morning? Damn. You wild.
4 a.m.
When I was your age, I did that too.
Yeah.
Wow. Burning the midnight oil.
Burning it.
Earl.
Yeah. So all these characters in this movie look pretty interesting. The thing is, my question is this, right? I've seen pictures of the new Chewie and Han and then the old Chewie and Han next to each other. Now, I guess Chewie's just shorter because he's younger, right? And he probably grew a lot. He's probably still growing as a Wookiee. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
He's a lot closer to Han's height. Like
because the kid that's playing is really short too.
I know, but do they do that because
it's probably just a mistake?
No, they wouldn't screw that up. I think it's just because he's young and because he probably grows fast and he'll get really big by Empire Return or
I'm looking right now and Alden Ehrenreich is 5'9".
Yeah.
And Harrison Ford's like 6 foot 6'1", so they probably just made Chewie closer to like, you know what I mean? Like, so they probably looked at, all right, well, Chewie's like 7 foot and
it's a big difference though if you look at the pictures. I'm taking it as obviously they're not going to get that what's his name, tall dude to play Chewie. He's done doing that. I'm just looking at as Chewie probably grows fast and he probably grows in 10 years really tall. You guys like that?
What did you guys think about? What do you guys think about the way that they look? I personally think Alden looks like a good fit. Just because I know he doesn't look necessarily very like identical to Harrison Ford, but I think he pulls off the vibe pretty well from what I've seen. I'm not trying to be negative about it.
I think that a good thing too that they pointed out was actually recently. It was another bit of news that it's going to be closer to the movie's going to be closer to Revenge of the Sith as opposed to A New Hope, which makes a lot of sense because if you've got Alden Ehrenreich's Han Solo close to Harrison Ford's because that shows up in A New Hope, that makes no sense at all.
Yeah,
you've got to have a good 10 to 15 year gap in between Alden's portrayal then having Harrison's portrayal. So
well, they gave us the dates. What were the dates, old Ben?
The dates,
wasn't it? It was 11 years before New Hope.
I think it was 2 or 3 years after Revenge of the Sith, maybe.
Okay,
cool.
Something like that. It's somewhere in that frame, but it's at least 10 to 12 years out before A New Hope. So.
Any chance we'd see Vader in this movie?
Maybe Tarkin.
Tarkin,
maybe
possibly.
Something.
Yeah,
they should friggin' put the Emperor because Ian McDermott portrayed the Emperor in Rebels.
You know what? Put Krennic in it. I would like to see Krennic.
Krennic would be cool. Actor. I really liked Krennic's character.
Yeah, he still looks the same. You got the actor.
He's another one of those actors where you see him in the movies and I just think of Krennic now.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that would be cool.
I agree.
Yeah. So, set to release May 25th. Check out Solo, a Star Wars story. Star Wars Rebels.
Woohoo!
Here we go. I know old Ben, me and you watched this religiously. And yes. Darth Dillon has caught up in the second half of the last season.
Oh, yeah, so because I do the best I can. Yeah. And that's half.
Yeah.
Well, you did a good cramp session.
I really dig it, though. I really dig it.
You said you enjoyed it, right?
Oh, yeah. So some of the turns, obviously, I watched parts of the original seasons, like, scattered throughout.
Yeah.
And I watched a few of the episodes from the last season, like, with Thrawn. We did the 0 hour review. Remember in the Obi-Wan review?
Yeah, that's right. We did.
Obviously, I'm not as attached to these characters as, I really can tell why you guys are flipping out and saying it's like really a cinematic. Would you say it's a cinematic masterpiece for animation?
I would say so.
Oh yeah, I mean they for me at least, I think with the Last Jedi, I think I can safely say for all of us it fell short on a lot of things. But for me, Rebels kept no pun intended, kept the Rebel spirit alive with all the characters and what happened to Maul, and wow, I mean Alec Guinness's Obi-Wan is in this, and just the great story that they told throughout the whole series, just amazing.
Yeah,
that's good.
I think it's a cinematic animated masterpiece. I think Dave Filoni fucking kills it, man.
The maker, the heir apparent to the maker.
Yeah.
You think we need him to direct a new film?
I would love to see him direct anything, man.
Or write something, It's like
I would take either or. I told you I made a meme, man. Filoni for president. That's
great.
I think he's going to be president.
Yeah.
Him or Oprah.
He has brought me so much joy. I would say I'll take anything he has to throw. I'm excited for a new animated series, though. I think he's a master animated series. The first thing I want to talk about is the World Between Worlds, or Void World. Is this time travel?
That's what it seemed like.
You know what? It's a tricky thing because I feel like in the world of animation, this works. In the way which Dave Filoni directed this, and this works. But if you put this in a regular, full length, live action, I don't know if this works. It's tricky, like I said.
Yeah. A lot of people are calling this time travel. If so, is the Jedi Temple on Lothal the time machine?
Could be.
Yeah.
Could be. I personally think with this whole thing, I think this whole time travel thing is just one and done. I think it's just going to show up in this series and won't do it again, because if it shows up again, you think about it, a character can go back and undo a lot of things. Yeah. And that would just confuse.
That's true.
Not even just confuse I would just confuse the viewer. Like, okay, well, this was like this. Now it's like this. Why is it? Doctor Who can pull that off and it makes sense in that world. But there are times like when I don't know if you guys watched the Harry Potter movies. They had one movie where they did that, and
the time turner, right?
Yeah, and it was just, well, now you can go back and just do anything. That's the problem with time travel, is that there's that.
It's a very good added effect, and I could say that took me aback, because going into this and seeing time travel and that void and everything, and seeing what actually happened with Ahsoka, it's just insane. It boggled my mind a little bit.
I was wondering, man, where they were going to go with that.
It's kind of, I wouldn't have expected.
It was
that.
Cool.
Did you guys expect that?
Not at all. I did not expect that.
I was expecting her to be. I wasn't expecting that. I think I knew she was still stuck on Malachor, but from that point on, no clue what they were going to do with her. Knew she was alive, but yeah.
Yeah, you knew she was going to survive, but you didn't know how. I think the way he did it, I like Ahsoka lives. I like the way he did. Dave Filoni ties in all of the Star Wars lore in this scene, reminding us that the Force binds and connects us all. Good
point.
What are all the voices that he did, old Ben, from the movies and stuff?
Oh boy, there were you heard Alec Guinness's Obi-Wan, clear as day. You heard Jin, you heard Rey, you heard Kylo,
Yoda.
You heard Yoda, you heard Luke. They
awesome.
Really.
So
I'm
cool.
sure something from the prequels. I'm sure there was something in there, but
yeah,
it was very well done. And here's actually a little bit of
a magnum opus.
Yeah. Here's a little trivia thing. Actually, in the EU, there was a force power called flow walking that Jason Solo used. It allowed him to view the past and the future, but he couldn't change the past, but he could change a person's perception of it. Yeah. So
I think this is something under very specific circumstances. And I don't think, and that's the thing, I think that's, even as powerful as Sidious is, he couldn't get in there. It's like he was trying to figure it out. It's not something that's probably going to ever happen again. And that's what makes it cool. The way Dave Filoni does it, I just think, and Rebels has incorporated other things in the universe. They did this with Tarkin in Rebels this season. The mention of Krennic from Rogue One and his Stardust project, the Borgullet appearance, things like that. I'm just kidding. I'm just fucking with you. I'm making sure you guys are listening. They always, like Dave Filoni, he could do it, and he does it he does it in an artistic way where, like, you know,
This guy,
it's
you see when you
acceptive.
see Ryan Johnson smile, you think of like, all right, this guy is a fake.
Yeah.
But when you see, I'm
Absolutely.
just joking.
No,
When you
I
see
agree.
Dave Filoni, you can really tell he's into it, and he really is very passionate about creating something, you know, in depth
Yeah,
and beautiful for us.
he loves it.
And I do think the series is great.
Yeah. Are you gonna watch more of it now, Darth Dillon? That you've seen the last?
Oh
you know?
yeah, it piqued my interest, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Once it comes out on Blu-ray, you know, the whole thing, they'll make like a complete set or whatever.
Well, they're gonna be doing their streaming service, so you could just watch it on there eventually.
Gotcha.
They're gonna have all. You're gonna have to get
Yeah,
that
the Disney
anyway.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the new series. and
Yeah.
everything.
You're gonna have to get that.
Our Knights of the Old Republic series.
Whoa, we don't know that.
Our Ryan Johnson series.
Yeah.
Now, would you guys say that Ezra, you know, being able to not, you know, stay away from trying to save Kanan, was that his sort of moment of becoming a Jedi Knight?
Oh, wait, who? Ezra's?
That's what it seemed like.
Yeah, sort of holding back, you know, let go and don't, you know,
That's fair.
Ahsoka saying, you know, it's if you want to save your friends, you have to let Kanan go.
Didn't he say it was a final lesson?
Well, that actually, you know what, that might have been with his parents. Maybe that was it.
Yeah.
It seemed like a more noble version of what happened in The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
I don't know. It seemed like it was very like meant to be and set in stone, and like this is how you move on, sort of thing. I thought it was good that he left to save his friends.
It must have taken a lot for him not to save Kanan.
I know.
That was a huge
It's
lesson.
emotional.
Yeah, and then could you imagine what Ezra must have went through not joining his parents, you know, when Sidious was deceiving him?
Yeah, and of course, Sidious you know, turning into the very gentle and grandfatherly, like, you know, Emperor Palpatine, you know, or a Senator Palpatine, like, oh, come this way, your parents, they're right here.
Oh, I know.
You dirty
You know,
Sith.
I thought that was a great touch.
That conniving man.
No.
But I think that was a great touch by Filoni again, having Ian McDermott go in and not portray Sidious, but portray Palpatine and try to, you know, do
Definitely as a
pull it that
throwback
way.
to Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah. Ian McDermott as Palpatine / Sidious was fantastic.
Perfect.
And we see his trickery, his Sith ways. You're right. Were those royal guards that attacked him?
They were, I read they were not. They were sort of somewhere like the becoming of those guards. I guess like their evolution, but they weren't quite there. But basically they were.
Okay.
Like style wise, like the way they looked, they were not quite there. But
yeah, they were different. I noticed that. I was wondering if they were royal guards. Very cool, but they got their asses handed to them.
Oh yeah.
Can we talk about something?
Sure.
Kanan's death.
Oh.
What'd you think of that, Darth Dillon?
Kanan's death.
Oh, you didn't see that?
Oh no!
How'd you not see
Spoiler
that?
alert!
Yeah.
I know of it. I mean, I didn't see the scene.
What?
I mean, we all die, right? I mean,
Oh man. So Kanan in an earlier episode that Darth Dillon didn't see, he did you see the episode where he asked the Bendu how he will store his sight?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, and Bendu says you must be empty. There is
Yep.
only the Force.
Uh-huh.
So Kanan became one with the Force. His eyes cleared,
Oh yeah. Yep.
and he held the blast back to save Hera, Ezra, was Sabine, Chopper.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was deep. That shit brought tears to my eyes.
Really.
yeah.
Yeah, it really did. That was so touching and so well done. And there was this behind the scenes recording at like Rebel Studio or whatever, and Freddie Prinze Jr. is literally tearing up when they all find out that Kanan dies because Filoni held the script end until the last moment.
Wow, that's big.
Have you guys seen this
Wow.
video? It's very cool.
No, I've not seen that. No.
Yeah, and like they're like broken. We were attached to this character for many, years. His death.
It's a new character.
Yeah,
It's a close character. He is a character. I know some people who don't, view Rebels as legit, even though it is. Some people that I know say they don't like it because the animation or, but the story and the subject matter and the new characters that are brought in, it's very impactful. And I think I think it was perfect that they made it into an animated series because we got, all these seasons
Old Ben.
to rewatch it over and over.
Old Ben, did you tear up when he died?
We kind of were expecting it because up until that point, there really wasn't any kind of big loss.
Yeah.
And it was, I almost felt like this is coming, but how? You know what I mean? Like, it's happening, but and he knew he was probably going to end up sacrificing himself to save his friends, and he did. And the way that in which he did it ensured a lot of things that were going to go right with Lothal being, out of the hands of the Empire eventually. And it was said, again, Thrawn came back in because Governor Price was going to throw a victory parade, but Thrawn knew. He's like, well, you realize that even though the Jedi sacrificed himself, he screwed up everything, and it was your fault because you blew up, the gas tanks that were right near where the TIE fighter factory was. So yeah, in a way, again, noble ending, completing the mission, as Hera said, he helped complete the mission.
Now, Price ruined Thrawn's entire operation, right?
Oh, yeah.
In that action.
He screws up.
She screwed up big time. And Thrawn comes back, he ain't having it.
I was still hoping, we kind of got it, but I was really hoping we were going to get a Sidious-Thrawn interaction that was going to be about... I called it, but it didn't happen. I was hoping there was going to be this sort of discussion between them and versus, the plans for the Death Star versus his plans for the advanced TIE fighter program.
Yeah, and I was a little upset.
But maybe in a comic, maybe in a novel, we'll get something. Thrawn again, showing that he just ruthless and returning to Lothal and bombarding the planet after the rebels had taken control of the main part of the city.
Yeah, I'm hoping that we get some Thrawn Sidious conversation out of this Marvel Comics Thrawn Comics 6-issue series that's out right now. I haven't read issue 2. I know you just picked it up today.
I've not read it yet. Going to be doing that tomorrow.
Yeah, we might see some interaction in that.
Yeah, hopefully. Think about it. It's the arguably one of the finest military minds with the guy who's the ruler of the galaxy. You're always going to have a good back and forth.
Yeah. Well, let's come back after this and we'll talk about the finale of Rebels in more detail, and we'll get into speculations on what happened with these characters and where do we go from here, right?
Oh yeah.
Be right back after these messages.
Now hold still, you big furry ape. I don't care what you... Oh, hi there. You must be next. Welcome to Cuts on Kashyyyk, the oldest barbershop this side of the mid-rim. Our team has experience with the latest styles in the galaxy. The Padme Pixie, the Mole Mullet, and the very popular Carillion Crew Cut. Calm down, Lumpy. I'm almost done. Need a shave? Our shavers are powered by Kyber crystals. But don't tell the Empire. To make sure you look great for Life Day. We also sell Wookiee cookies. Definitely not a top seller on this planet. So come on down to Cuts on Kashyyyk, where we always say, too furry, no worries. Cuts on Kashyyyk, located somewhere in that foresty area. Call 1138, extension 94.
All right, welcome back.
Oh yeah.
The finale.
That finale, though.
Oh yeah. Ezra saves the day with space whales, a species we have not seen since the 2nd season. They're called Purgles, and they reside in deep space. They fly in hyperspace from star system to star system. Do you think they took the Star Destroyers from Lothal to defend it? Or do you think Ezra was using the Force and called on them?
I think he was using the Force and called upon them.
That was my question. I was like...
That's my answer.
They didn't really explain that in detail. It was more open to your perspective, right?
Yeah. I think that it was... Because didn't Ezra's friend, I don't remember what his name was, say something like, oh, Ezra's got a surprise or Ezra's got a plan. And I think that involved that.
Who said that?
When they, those couple of, when Ryder and a few of the other rebels were being held captive and then they overthrew Rook, I believe, or somebody. And they were flying towards, the capital. They said, well, don't worry. I think Ezra's got a plan that, that he instructed me and stuff. And I think that could have been part of it, or it was just dumb luck.
I gotcha. Darth Dillon, going in, do you know of the Purgles?
Elaborate further, please.
Those big space whales that come and save the day at the
Yes, yeah, the space whales.
Yeah, you do know these
I didn't know
guys.
their name. I forgot
Purgles.
those
They're
name.
Purgles. Yeah.
Purgle.
The porgs.
The Bendu was right about Thrawn. That was a cold embrace. That was
It
wicked.
was.
Yeah.
Oh,
Through
man,
hyperspace.
I remember that.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
that was
Cold race.
that was pretty crazy. And I know according to Filoni, they both survived their jump to hyperspace. This is in fact something he said, which leads me to believe that maybe Ezra used the Force to kind of like shield them from. Obviously, the windows were broken and everything. So
That's the rumor. Yeah, that's the explanation that they gave is there's no way even Ezra with his abilities as far as like not using just him being a Force user, they had to have done something to keep that ship together, and that's the only explanation.
and he was tapping into the Force at that moment, so it seemed.
I love those Loth wolves from before. In the few episodes.
What'd you guys think of that? Was it overdone or was it good?
I like them.
I liked it, but it might have been overdone a bit.
You think it was overdone when they came in and like tore them guys apart? And was it the episode? Was it the finale? Or the episode before?
No, it was the one before that. I think.
Mhm.
I mean, is it any different than the Ewoks in a way? Just the other. All of a sudden, it looks like the rebels are down, but an outside sort of ally that you wouldn't expect comes out of
It was
nowhere
kind of
to help them.
Ewokish.
Yeah, I guess it was Walkish. Yeah. I didn't think
I'm
of
just
that.
realizing that now.
Yeah.
In a way, not not an exact mirror of it, but it's close. But it's also a part of Star Wars that here is our group that's they're and that was another thing I really liked was the fact that there was some real danger going on when Price and her troops attacked the Ghost Crews. That there were points where I was like, oh, is Zeb gonna go now? Is Sabine in trouble? But out of the blue, here come the Loth Wolves.
Yeah.
He loves his wolves, Filoni. I
want one.
It didn't bother me, really. I don't know. The Ewoks didn't bother me. Jar Jar bothers me.
Yeah.
Rose bothers me. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because I didn't grow up with it. Oh, you know what? I didn't grow up with the Lothal Wolves. But who knows? I guess Ben makes a good point. Maybe it would bother me if it was in live action. Like this,
It would.
The world
It's a
between
different
worlds.
medium. Yeah.
The
that's
law
what-
with the wolves.
I feel like they could get away with it in the it being a cartoon.
I guess if we saw the Space Whales live action, it would be just like the things from The Force Awakens. What are those squid things?
The Rathtars.
The Rathtars. It'd be like seeing the
Oh, yeah.
Rathtars, but in space. So I guess I would have a problem with it. Huh. Because that looked like duty. But, when
I'm
you're
not-
doing... and
Imagine being like a janitor at a at a Rathtar,
oh, shit.
Oh
Okay.
man.
I know. Who cleans those turds in their fucking tanks?
Oh, that's
Rat-
awful. That's an
rafters.
awful job.
do they just let them shit all over the place and they fucking slither around in it? Must
Oh,
stink.
man.
Could you imagine the smell of a Rathtar?
Can you imagine Borg Gullet's
Isolate
janitor?
That's got to be in our next promo.
Where does
Rob just said.
Borgullet drop turds? That's my question. Does Saw Gerrera,
It's like a kitty litter box. He's on Jeddah.
Does-
It's like sand. You know what I mean? It's just
Did-
like a sand. it's
did
big-
Saw
big litter
Gerrera
box.
potty train him? Like, does he use a
I think
toilet?
Saw Gerrera. No, I think Saw Gerrera has more to do with Borg Gullet than we think.
Borgullet, please use the bidet.
Oh,
Isn't there a theory going around that Saw Gerrera is secretly in love with Borgullet?
That's what I'm alluding to.
Oh,
yeah, I didn't want to go out and say it.
please.
but-
You know what I think? I think Darth Dillon is secretly in love with Borgullet.
Oh no, that's no secret.
I think you're right. It's not.
Well, we're gonna talk about interspecies relationships in Star Wars coming up in a little bit with the
yeah.
finale. But
We are.
I know
Yeah.
this was a really. I think what I really liked about this is that Disney XD was not. They weren't scared to kill off some prominent people in the series.
Yeah. I thought we
think
were
that the-
losing
yeah.
everybody. I thought we were going to lose everybody, old Ben. We didn't.
I
lose
didn't
as
think
many.
everybody. Well, we knew Hera was going to make it through Return of the Jedi because she was in that short animated series, so
Oh,
we
and
knew she was
Chopper.
going to be okay.
Yeah, but I thought they were going to Rogue One us.
Yeah, Rogue One is great.
I like that Rogue One us.
Yeah.
We did lose a prominent character, Kanan, but I was shocked. Ahsoka, Ezra. I'm surprised they made it through. Do you have a problem with this?
Ezra was going. Yeah.
Like, is this a problem for you guys?
I thought it.
Eh,
From
yeah,
I mean,
sorry.
obviously, for me, like I said, I wasn't as attached to the characters, but I think it played out and panned out like very well, and it just seemed like what was supposed to happen.
Yeah.
I don't know.
How about you, old Ben?
I'm glad Ezra survived. It's an interesting. They had to tell an interesting way to write off the character without killing him.
Yeah.
And by sending him to the unknown regions with Thrawn, who we also were like, please have him, because he's such a great, not even just a great villain, he's a great character.
Yeah.
There's got to be a better sort of more stories to tell with him. And they did the space whales thing, like we were saying, if this was in a live action film, it would be a little bit like, but I bought it. It makes sense. And now leading up, whether it's the next series or whether it's a comic book or a novel, we're going to hopefully find out the fate of both Ezra and Thrawn. Yeah.
So we get the liberation of Lothal, and this was a side job, not necessarily a Rebel Alliance operation. So this doesn't affect the opening crawl for New Hope. The Rebels' first victory on Scarif and all that, That was one thing I wanted to point out I thought was important. In the end, we shoot 5 years or so ahead after Return of the Jedi and the Fall of the Empire. Now, this whole time, Ezra is still missing because... Yeah. And it's kind of weird because a lot of people might have an issue with, always thinking that Luke was the only Jedi out there. And, do you think it's possible Ahsoka could have trained him at some point?
I think they met. I think that's going to be explained, whether it's the next series or a comic book or a novel. I think
that's what
it would be very interesting because that would reveal, the reveal could be potentially cool because, she was out there after the Battle of Endor, and I really would love to see her sit down with Luke and Leia and just tell us about how her father really was before he turned to the dark side. And I mentioned this to you, Rob, actually. If Ahsoka ends up making it up to like the Force Awakens timeline, she could be that connective tissue between the prequels and the new trilogy, and that's pretty amazing.
So cool. I love that it's her. I'm a Ahsoka fan.
It does seem like she ties a lot together, and she comes up a lot.
I want to see a story of her sitting there in a rock talking to Luke, telling Luke about Anakin.
Yeah. I mean, she's seen it all, man.
She has seen it all.
Seen it all.
How long do Togrutas live for? Have we gone over this already?
Their lifespan? I don't know.
Oh, what do you say?
Togrutas, how long is their lifespan?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, man, it's a good question. We got to find that out. So, yeah, she's rocking it, dude. Ahsoka lives!
Yeah, you're happy.
Forever!
She became Gandalf the White, though.
You cried tears of despair after The Last Jedi, and you cried tears of joy after this. So I'd say it's a good balance.
Yeah.
There's always balance.
Yeah. I'm very excited that she's still relevant and still. I'm very excited that I'm going to get more Ahsoka stories somewhere, whether it's a novel, which that novel was great, by the way, the Ahsoka novel. For anyone who's a Ahsoka fan, check that novel out. It's really
you finished
cool.
It?
Yeah, Bail Organa is like I've always had a very high respect for Bail Organa. I think he is the epitome of good morals, and I think I've told this to old Ben. Him in this book, there's just small parts with Bail, and you even get to see Leia as a child for a short while. I just love Bail Organa. I want to read a whole book about that dude.
Let's make it happen.
Is there a book about that dude?
No, I don't believe so. Either in the latest canon or EU, I don't think there's anything besides mentions and him appearing in other novels.
Yeah. It might seem boring to some, but I think a Bail Organa novel would be intriguing.
I was just happy he was in Rogue One, because he was a very important part of that.
He was huge in Rogue One. I love that. That was so cool. When
it was cool seeing him. He looked great too.
He was like, what did he say something to Mon Mothma about reaching out to the Jedi?
Oh, your friend, the Jedi. Yeah.
How cool. I love those little things that they do in Star Wars. I love it.
Which is also cool because, again, a lot of people were saying after the Rebels finale, what is going on now when Yoda says that, after I'm gone, the last of the Jedi you will be? Well, what about Ahsoka? What about Ezra? Ahsoka technically wasn't a Jedi. And she was probably still on Malachor trying to escape. They haven't explained that as to what she had to go through and how she was able to finally escape.
I'm no
So,
Jedi.
I also noticed too, did you notice the Jedi starfighter that was in the last shot when Sabine, looked at the mural and then turned around and saw her? That was a Jedi starfighter.
Oh,
Old
how
school.
about that, old Ben? Damn.
How about that? And Ezra, of course, was in unknown regions, so Yoda probably either assumed that he was gone or he...
Do you think it's possible that you can get such a far distance you can't feel somebody through the Force?
Wow. Now we're getting deep philosophically.
You
I don't know. I'm assuming that Yoda probably felt Ezra go, but again, since Filoni's saying he's alive, don't know. Maybe maybe not. Maybe there is a limit to it. Because again, Sidious felt certain things in the Force with the thing in the unknown regions, but they're saying now that Snoke, was able to grasp even further. Yeah. So I don't know. Everyone's got their own antenna to the Force. I guess some are more perceptive than others.
If they if they didn't put that gay Leia Mary Poppins in The Last Jedi, maybe where Yoda on Dagobah says there's another, he could have been referring to Ezra, but being that she's so Force sensitive now, I think that he was probably talking about her, right? Does he say your sister at some point?
No.
I don't think so. I think definitely referring to Leia, though.
I don't know. But I'm wondering where the fuck Ezra is this whole time. I'm very curious.
Maybe we'll find out.
Old man Ezra.
Old man Ezra.
Better than Ezra.
Yeah. Better than Ezra.
Callus goes off to live on Zeb's planet, or new planet, with the survivors from his planet, and finds out he didn't actually wipe out that dude's race, which is really touching. Good ending for those characters.
That was cool.
I love that. Hera, are you upset, Ben, that Hera had a son?
Well,
I was going to say, when I saw that, I was like, old Ben's not going to be happy.
You want to talk about this?
I guess she's a MILF. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no.
A 12.
12.
A 12.
She's a 12. I like that. That's a good one, Darth Dillon.
What
do you think of this 12th, old Ben?
Oh, no.
Yeah, no. Well, hey, I guess they were able to figure out some time. Kanan and her were able to figure out some downtime to get down.
Yeah, because they didn't really allude to that.
When do you think this happened?
When did it? On the Ghost at some point.
The night before.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I just took it as the kiss was like, wow, they're stepping over. I know they've kissed before, but I don't know. I didn't think they were banging.
Well, she'd always call him, her love. You come back to me, my love, or didn't my love, or was it she always say that or something? Or she always had a pet name for him, but never really. I don't know. I mean, it's suspend your disbelief. It happened.
Old Ben, are you willing to become daddy to this foster child if the situation arises?
If she needs some sort of financial support, I'm sure the Rebel Alliance can help her out.
How about this? We'll get your Family Guy version of you to be with her.
Oh, all right.
Profile picture. How about that?
In cartoon form or any of my other animation stuff I've done.
That could work.
But but I honestly though I think that's a cool sort of nod, and it continues Kanan in the story with Jason Syndulla, which is a hark back to Han and Leia's son, Jason Solo, in the original EU. So that's pretty cool callback.
That's what I was going to ask you. Is that a callback?
It's got to be. Oh, yeah, it's got to be. But it's spelled Jacen. So that's actually awesome.
Yep.
Okay.
That's Star Wars way of spelling it. But no, it's cool. And also, too, Rex. Rex was that, that trooper on Endor that they showed, which Filoni was teasing for a while. Well, it might be him. And then a lot of people were saying, oh, just a stupid coincidence.
Well, I got into a lot of debate with some people on a Star Wars page about this because he says, and you know what, this is not the first time that Filoni has alluded to Nick Sant being Rex. So I think he kind of solidified it in the dialogue of Sabine in the finale of Rebels, where he says Rex was in the Battle of Endor. And a lot of people are saying that the Sant character seen in the movie is in fact Rex. And then, that's awesome. I don't understand why people want to fight that. It's meant to be that way. I like it that way. a lot of people are saying, it is confirmed. Nick Sant is Rex. Why do people got to be sticklers about that?
Oh, because
People love
everything's
to
got to
stick.
connect to
You love
everything,
to be
right?
sticklers.
I mean, that's what I've heard. Like, I'm like, well, no, it's a nice nod to it. It's a nice nod to the fact that not everybody gets killed off in the series,
It's cool.
in the future.
It breathes new light into that movie.
Yeah. You're like,
Yeah.
oh shit, there's Rex. Every time you watch it now, it adds a little something new to Return of the Jedi. He would be in his 70s, so it's legit, man. That's Rex.
You're right.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of the Star Wars YouTube pages we follow actually said that it is confirmed. And I've read articles that are saying it is confirmed. Yeah.
God bless you.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Filoni confirmed it. And most
I think
importantly,
they should make Filoni gardens like Spumoni gardens. Would you go there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does the finale set up the next series?
It has to. I mean, I hope it does because it's supposed to be. Are they saying Star Wars Resistance? Is that the name that I've heard kicked around?
Oh, I haven't heard that. Is that it? Is that it?
That's what I've heard. But I hope that the next series, because I hope that they actually do it and that it's not explained. Well, here's what happened to Ezra in a novel, or here's what happened to Ezra. I want to see an animated version of what happened and because the unknown regions again are very. It's sort of like that mystery of wow, what really is out there besides the Chiss and a few other things that they've said, and maybe the Yuuzhan Vong no,
and space whales and
I can see that. I can see them bringing that in there, the unknown.
Well, Ezra says to Ahsoka Tano while in the world between worlds, "Come and find me." And it's so cool how they end it like that. Like she is going to find him. He is alive. The Outer Rim, I don't know. Is there anything outside the Outer Rim?
The outer
rim.
Like you wouldn't even know if there was, right? So maybe they went there.
Possibly. I mean, they haven't really explained too much again with the new canon. So hopefully this leads us to learning more about it as far as in relation to the fates of Ezra and Thrawn. So
most importantly, it was really nice to see Hondo in the end. I just wanted to bring that up really quick.
I like Hondo.
I like Hondo.
Yeah.
Hondo's awesome.
Don't.
You don't like Hondo?
What?
No, I like him.
It was nice to see him.
Jedi pirate.
That was cool.
I
I liked him from the original.
He's a good pirate, man. He's got a good spirit.
I mean, I know it was a cheesy little line or whatever, and people that are going to say, "Oh, well, you hated this, the Last Jedi because of cheesy lines." But at one point, when was it Melch flew through the sky? He's like, "Oh, I can't believe it! Pigs actually do fly."
Oh no!
That made me laugh.
I thought it was hilarious.
I thought he died. I thought that little piglet died.
Yeah,
that was so cool. I don't know, man. You're right. I don't know what you call that. It works in an animated series, but it doesn't work in a live action series. I don't like Last Jedi. I love every fucking thing in Rebels. I don't get it.
That's beautiful, though.
Yeah,
that's great.
Mm-hmm.
You have hours and hours to watch of something, and then you have 2 hours.
Oh yeah.
So.
And Dave Filoni did the voice of Chopper. Chopper lives. I thought that was awesome, man. They waited to the last episode to reveal the voice of Chopper is the creator Dave Filoni.
It makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
You love Chopper and you love Filoni.
I love them both. And Filoni was the one that said, and one of my favorite things about Chopper is, if R2 is a dog, Chopper is a cat. I always thought that was cool.
There you go, yeah.
Star Wars Rebels, 4 seasons of kick-ass for all ages. Check it out. Anything you guys want to add to the finale?
No, this was, for me, keeping the Star Wars spirit alive while... Again, I enjoyed The Force Awakens. I didn't enjoy Last Jedi as much as I was hoping to be. So throughout all of that, with the new canon from Disney, Rebels kept me afloat. And they had, again, interesting characters. We found out what happened to Maul and, all this other stuff. Just it added to the lore, it added to the mystery, and it's going to lead us to hopefully the next series. So overall, awesome. Loved it.
Darth Dillon?
I have a question.
Okay.
You say that you like Clone Wars better than Rebels, right? Do you still think that after watching the finale and everything?
Me, personally, I do like the Clone Wars. That was like a extraordinary journey for me.
Okay.
Rob Solo. I know Ben likes Rebels better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm more of a fan of the Empire era stuff, and I think for me, this is just me with Clone Wars. All right, this is going to be a cheesy out, but I knew it was going to happen, and we all did. Obviously, if you follow Star Wars, but with this series, for me, I didn't know what was going to happen because these characters are amazing. I'm really have an invested interest, and it's getting so close to A New Hope. What's going to happen to them? How are they going to explain this? That was for me. There was a lot of mystery, and I was really curious how they were going to tell the story without it impeding so much on the original trilogy, and they did a great job.
Good.
I think that's what it all boils down to, the fact that they can create these new characters. And now, from the moment you watched the first trailer for Rebels, you didn't know who they were.
Yeah.
And now they are set in stone characters who we, know and love. So I think you're right about that. With the Clone Wars, you knew it was going to happen. You knew who's there.
And that's not to take away from it at all. You know what I mean? I loved, the Clone Wars, but me too. Yeah.
But I know what you're saying. It's like something completely new and innovative.
Good point.
And I really like Rebels.
Good point. You like Rebels better, Darth Dillon, than Clone Wars?
Well, funny enough, when the Clone Wars aired on like Cartoon Network, I was in, I don't know, like 7th grade or something.
You're in 4th grade.
Isn't that insane? So
wow.
I think
I feel really old.
Mm-hmm.
I have sentimental value with the Clone Wars and everything that went down in it. But I really, from what I've seen of Rebels, I really did enjoy. And I think they did a fantastic job. Yeah. And I think this was a good gap between Last Jedi and Han Solo.
Yeah. Good point, old Ben, on they did create something from nothing. And although they chose a time period, you're right. Clone Wars, you had things to fill in, and there was definitely side stories.
Yoda's journey was great.
But you knew where it went, and with Rebels, you got to play with that a little bit. I'm sure I would like to know, what did Dave Filoni enjoy working on more? Has anyone ever asked him that question?
I'm sure he'll say both for different reasons.
I feel like his baby is Rebels. That's what it seems like.
Maybe. We should have him on the show and ask him.
All right, I'll get some.
Let's set that up.
Get some deets.
Mm-hmm. We'll ask him, what did he enjoy more? And we'll talk about the process of creating both shows with Dave. The Last Jedi is now available on DVD and Blu-ray. Pick it up for just 20 credits at your local market. Yeah. Have you guys seen any of these deleted scenes?
I have seen one that in particular that I don't know. What we can talk about. It was the cut scene between Finn and Phasma on the Star Destroyer.
Yeah.
It's weird because I thought this scene was great, and I don't understand why it didn't make it into the movie.
Well, I think that scene, at first watch, I liked it, but then second watch, I was like, it's kind of cheesy. She looks and shoots all her stormtroopers.
Okay, I will say one thing though, that it mirrored something that just happened in the comics. I don't know if you know this, Rob or Dylan, but when Jocasta Nu was captured by the 501st and Vader in the latest comic series, Jocasta Nu basically spilled the beans that Vader was Anakin.
Oh, okay.
And Vader turned and proceeded to pretty much assassinate all of the 501st that were there, so they wouldn't, spread that news.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I thought that was a great callback to that. That was just me, and
that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, and I enjoyed that scene. I would have been cool if it would have made it in, but that and the other scene I did see was we will talk about Luke Skywalker learning after that Han Solo had passed and his reaction to that.
Well, was that the same scene where Rey runs up when the people on Octu are having a party?
That's different.
Oh, okay. That's a different scene. I haven't seen this scene you're talking about.
Rob, you're going to like this one, Rob. There's one where Rose bites Hux's finger.
Get the fuck out of here.
I'm not lying.
Oh, there really is?
Yeah. He's taunting her and she bites his finger.
I can never tell if you're messing with me or not.
Oh, no, I'm being dead serious. I thought it was a joke at first.
Yeah, most of that movie
I thought the movie was a joke. Oh, no, wait, sorry.
Yeah, no. Well, it makes Hux, I feel really bad for that guy, for that actor.
Yeah.
Because that guy could have... It's like they were toying with his character so bad in this film.
He's a great actor.
And that just proves it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Utilize them, man. Don't make them a joke. I haven't
No.
seen this scene that Ben's talking about, though, because I do feel like they skipped over the emotional impact of Han dying on Luke. So is the scene any good?
It's about 15 seconds of him just being very sad. I mean, it's nothing like groundbreaking, but it would have added more context to his reaction and his probably feeling of, wow, I cut myself out of this whole thing, and I could have done something to prevent this, because again, he was the one that, whether you believe it or not, he feels that he created Kylo Ren.
Yeah.
So
the scene where she runs up and thinks that there's some sort of invasion going on, where she disrupts the party and they ask her to swing the lightsaber around, and then she goes and talks to Luke. I thought that movie couldn't be any worse. If they had put that scene in, it would have been worse, in my opinion.
Yeah, that was sort of a callback to Return of the Jedi, I guess.
That was terrible.
The deleted scenes proved to me, like, when I first got out of seeing The Last Jedi, I was like, okay, I think it was an editing error. I think there's going to be an extended cut of this film that's much better. But the deleted scenes don't prove that.
Yeah.
And if anything, it just proves that I was wrong.
You're
This movie really just was a flop, in my opinion.
You're kind of right, old Darth Dylan.
Old Dylan.
Old Dylan. Because there's nothing Ben, I have to slightly disagree with that Phasma scene. I don't really like it that much.
I like how you mentioned it was similar to the comic. That's pretty cool.
I do like
nod
that.
to it, but the way it was executed, the cinematography was kind of weird.
Yeah, true. Well, true too, but also not all the CGI was done yet,
Yeah,
so
it
maybe in
wasn't-
a different
that is
context
true,
it could have been different. But no, I see what you guys, your point of view, but it's very problematic. Like I said, there were a lot of pacing issues in the movie to begin with, and putting this in instead of what we got would have made a difference. It's a toss up, but there were certain aspects of this particular scene that I was like, oh, a couple of those things make sense. And Phasma, if you read again the comic books and the novels, she is a bloodthirsty killer. She killed her own brother to get off the planet, own planet.
Yeah.
She's bad.
So it makes sense that she would have no sort of hesitation to assassinate her own troops.
That makes sense. I would say that makes sense.
Yeah.
Most def.
Are you guys getting this DVD or Blu-ray?
No.
Eventually.
You're going to buy it.
When it comes out, like, for cheap.
I'm going to wait for it on discount. Maybe
Yeah.
used, even.
The Walmart
I'll
$5
buy it when it's
bin.
$20.
No.
Or not 20, $10.
10 credits.
10 credits.
Mm-hmm. Pick it up at your local market.
I'll get like the steel book because I do like the the merchandise and stuff.
Toys R Us is going out of business. So
They are. That's
they're going
sad.
to have, it is sad, but none of us really supported them anyway, so that's why this is happening.
Because you bought all your toys on Amazon.
Let's be realistic. I can't afford toys, so that's my argument. They're going to have a buttload of Star Wars toys at discount price. If you guys are looking to add to your collection, this is something I thought I
Let's do
might,
it.
and probably a ton of Last Jedi action figures. You can get your Maz Kanadas and your Roses at really cheap prices if you're into that kind of thing.
When's it closing?
6 months, they're all going to be closed.
6 months?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the one
Well-
in Eatontown is closing soon, so you better get over there, Darth Dylan.
Yeah.
Get your little lily
If time allows, I will.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Most definitely.
Mm.
I'll get my, my Borg Gullet figure.
Yo, is there a Borg
Yeah.
Gullet figure?
I'm telling it doesn't exist, but it could.
Don't
I don't know, I'm
bullshit.
hoping.
All lies.
Is there one? If there's one, I want it.
No, it doesn't exist, but I think they're gonna make it. They made I have a Rathtar action figure.
You do?
Yeah.
Wow.
You full of it. I can't tell if you're messing with me. right now.
No, I swear.
I want to
It's
see that.
the tentacles. A lot of people complain online because the tentacles don't pop in properly, so I just keep it in the box.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Check us out on iTunes, Facebook, YouTube, and soon to be Podbean. Thank the
Sweet.
maker, and may the force
Force
be with
with
you.
you.
Lothal forever.
I'm at Star Wars, baby.
brought to you by